Hello, YouTube. Luigi here. Um, you all know that half of my videos are knife reviews, and that I developed this two-way measuring tool that allows you to read blade length and handle length in one glance. And it's in inches because here in America we're still on the king's foot. Well, that's what I call it. I think it's called the imperial system. And the truth is, if you think about it, I'm not sure this is true, but it seems like we're the last holdout on the planet who's still doing things in the king's foot. Feet-inch fractions. Feet-inch fractions instead of the metric system. Now, I'm a retired architect. I have been suffering with feet-inch fractions most of my career, because in the old days, before there were calculators that could add, subtract, multiply, and divide 4'9" and 5/8 by 6'10" and 3/4. It was a bitch. You would have to convert the feet-inch fractions to decimal, and then do your operation, and then convert it back to feet-inch fractions because we're still on the king's foot. Now in England, smart people, England, remember, the sun never sets on the British Empire before Maggie Thatcher gave it all away. They just woke up one day, they passed a law and said, tomorrow we're going to be metric. Boom. They did it in one day. We can't do that here because we're stuck in this ridiculous king's foot thing. And as I look at the demographics of who actually looks at my videos, my viewers are so international that I've decided to take my measuring tool and at least put, centimeters on it. So now we can read both. Okay? This is not, I used to do it only for the Americans, and now I'm doing it for everybody. Feet-inch fractions and the good old metric system. In England they did it overnight. Gimmicott, that peanut farmer from Georgia, he had this policy of a slow, phased-in transition from the king's foot to metric. Smart guy. He's a nuclear engineer. He wasn't an idiot. He came out of nowhere as an unknown, as a total outsider, and defeated Gerald Ford for the presidency. But the truth is, Mickey Mouse could have defeated Gerald Ford because Gerald Ford was never going to get elected because people were so pissed off at him for pardoning Nixon. Now, I'm all for pardoning a guy who's been through a trial and in sentencing. But when you pardon someone prior to even having tried him, that's just part of the slimy deal that Nixon made with Ford so he could be president. And that shouldn't surprise anybody. Politics is all about deal making. Anyway, Ford didn't last very long. So here we are, the king's foot. So this is a test run. If I put 0 right there at the bottom of the blade or the end of the frame, I'm reading a 4 1/4 inch handle and a 3 1/4 inch blade. But now I'm going to read, I'm not sure how to do this, whether to go to millimeters or centimeters. My international friends can perhaps help me out here. But this is almost 11 centimeters on the handle, and it is a hair bit longer than 8 centimeters on the blade. Now, I don't know if people want me to say it's 82 millimeters on the blade and it's 108 millimeters on the handle. So if you guys can help me out here, I would appreciate it. But this is for you. This is for the rest of the world. Feet-inch fractions. I want to go back to my trade, architecture, where a 2x4 has nothing to do with 2 inches by 4 inches, except that the stick was rough cut to a full 2 inches by a full 4 inches, and then it was planed down to 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. An 8 by 8 by 16 concrete block is not 8 inches by 8 inches by 16 inches. It's not. It's 7 5/8 by 7 5/8 by 15 5/8. So I've suffered with this as an architect. We live in this world of nominal imperial dimensions that are a pain in the ass to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And the nominal dimensions aren't even the real dimensions. So I just, the scientific community, even in America, has long been on board with the metric system because that's what the rest of the world's on, and science is an international discipline. It's not just American, all scientific specifications and drawings and dimensions and units, all of them are not in feet-inch fractions. They're all metric. And you have to ask yourself, where did the metric system come from? In primitive terms, and way back in its origins, it came from this. 10. We have 10 of these. People can count to 10 because it's in front of them all the time. Now, perhaps the king's foot has 12 toes. I don't really know. I don't know where on earth that came from. But clearly, this is my rant on someday, even this great country of ours will eventually go metric when we have some enlightened people in Washington instead of the bozos we continue to put there. All right. God bless you. This is for you, my international viewers. I love you all. Love you all very much. Take good care. God bless you. Bye.